Almost 50% of marriages end in divorce. And here's the part you women don't like to hear. 80% of those divorces are initiated by you. And if you are college educated, the rate jumps up to a 90%. Globally, the U.S. ranks 4th in divorce rates. Now, sure, people say marriages fail due to this lack of communication, commitment, infidelity, financial strain, yada, yada, yada. But I keep asking myself, are these real reasons or just justifications? We say for better or for worse, but do we even understand what that means anymore? Or were we sold a fantasy of marriage and now we're upset it doesn't match the dream? Welcome to Lessons of a Housewife. Let's dig in. Now, out of all the reasons I studied, the most common was lack of commitment. But how is that even possible? Marriage is supposed to be the ultimate sign of commitment, a vow, a covenant. So why is that the first thing to go? Why is this the claim? Then I noticed something interesting. Traditionally, vows said to love, honor, and obey. That word obey is now almost completely gone. Historically, it came straight from Scripture. Ephesians 5:22, wives submit to your husbands as to the Lord. 1 Peter 3:1, wives, be subject to your husbands. But in modern ceremonies, it has been erased. According to recent polls, 49% of Americans think the obedience vow should be dropped. Only 33% think it should be preserved. Among the religious, support rises a bit, but even then, it's under 50%. So I ask, could this removal of obedience be tied to the so-called lack of commitment? Or is the removal of religion from the home the real issue? Obedience used to be part of a structure of marriage. It was about respect. It was about roles. Today, if a husband sets a standard, he's controlling. If he provides guidance, he's oppressive. If he exercises discipline, he's toxic. And yet, he's still expected to love and honor. So we have a marriage where one person must commit fully and the other can walk out when it no longer feels good. What that breeds is selfishness, where women feel justified in placing their own happiness above structure, duty, or legacy. But a household can't function without order, and you can't protect anything that refuses to obey the laws of protection. Another popular reason for divorce, lack of communication. But let's be real. Is it truly that couples don't talk or that someone doesn't want to listen? Men communicate differently than women. Men often speak when there's a problem to solve. Women, especially when emotional, often want to process feelings, not just solutions. And when those emotions cloud the conversation, what happens? Criticism becomes an attack. Feedback becomes he's trying to control me. Disagreements turn into arguments. Eventually, men stop talking just to keep the peace. And then women say, he doesn't communicate. So who really isn't listening? Another excuse, we weren't compatible. How did that not come up before the wedding? The dating phase exists to test compatibility. But too often, it's skipped or sugarcoated by fantasy, social media aesthetics, or financial expectations. If you didn't know your partner well enough to judge compatibility, why did you even marry him? Love, security, or access to his wallet? I think it's the last one. If you only realize incompatibility after marriage, it's negligence or manipulation. Now, let's talk about the one that people love to talk about. Let's talk about infidelity. The most talked about issue, yet ironically, was not the leading cause of divorce. Why do men cheat? The real question would be, why do women give married men sexual access in the first place? Women are the gatekeepers of sex. If married men are cheating, it's because other women are opening that gate. And before you say, but he lied to her, that's where fatherhood, structure, and protection in the home should have stepped in early in life. But y'all removed that. Fathers vet men. Fathers teach daughters how men operate. Without that, women fall for any smooth talker with a wallet and a weekend plan. Now let's get even deeper. Men are not naturally monogamous, and I think we all know this by now. So if a man of high value has the ability to care for more than one woman, why isn't polygyny acceptable? Because all modern women are selfish. It's not about sharing a man's body. It's about sharing his resources, his money, his time. So we do care if the man has multiple women in his background. But all of a sudden that stops when we are interested in him as well. It's not love. It's jealousy masked as empowerment. But polygyny doesn't sell. Feminism does. The market strategy of divorce. Women are the biggest consumers. To keep selling products, society needs them single, emotional, and spending. Divorce isn't just personal. It's profitable. Trips, clothes, attention, dating trips, dating apps, makeovers, all part of the post-divorce economy. Meanwhile, marriage, once was a sacred institution, has become a business agreement. Y'all made it a business. No longer a man and a woman with complementary roles. Now it's supposed to be two CEOs, and we all know that doesn't work. Another thing, this illusion of equality. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked in the modern conversation about marriage. The shift in societal expectations. Historically, marriage was about unity, stability, and the continuation of a family's legacy. It wasn't just about love. It was about survival, protection, and the strategic building of a household. But today, marriage has been distorted. We're told that we can have it all, the career, the personal fulfillment, the social validation. Modern marriage is marketed as a partnership of equals. But what does that truly mean? Are we really equal in a marriage? Or do we merely want to be seen as equal to escape responsibility? Ponder on that one. Now, the push to erase traditional roles, it has confused it. Men were tasked with being providers, protectors, and leaders. And women, y'all love that word providers, but forget leaders, forget guidance, forget protectors. And women in return, caregivers and nurturers. Each role has an equality in importance, but separate. Now women, y'all want to do everything a man could do and expect men to do everything women do. That creates imbalance, unrealistic expectations, and definitely power struggles. And let's be honest, when y'all all demand equality in marriage, what you often mean is a power over. Think about it. When you have two CEOs in a company, who's really in charge? Sure, they might share responsibilities, but ultimately, someone has to make the final call. When leadership disappears, chaos enters. Another thing, fathers used to teach daughters the value of trusting masculine leadership. They model strength, decision-making, and integrity. Now that's considered patriarchal, an order that should be erased. And we replaced it with influencers and TikTok advice. And without that foundation, young women grow up without the slightest idea how to follow, respect, or even recognize healthy male leadership. The rise in divorce isn't a mystery. It's a result of decades of social engineering. We've told people that happiness is the only thing that matters. If it doesn't feel good anymore, leave. But what is happiness really? Is it the dopamine hit of a new attention? Or is it the slow, painful, disciplined work of building something that matters? Because my final thoughts are this. Men are conquerors. They measure success by what they can build, protect, and pass down. Marriage used to be part of that empire, a wife being a trusted unit in his kingdom. Now, The traditional woman is rare. And when women become easily accessible, there's no incentive to invest in it. Men don't want to marry dollar store values. They want royalty. They want submission. They want the loyalty. They want the purity. Women who actually hold value, not just veneer. Until women return to modesty, obedience, and tradition, which honestly I don't think any of the modern women will today, marriage will stay broken. So, the question is, what happened to marriage?
Celebration of 50 years of Roe v. Wade has turned into a horrendous moment.
We will be putting politicians on notice. You come for our abortion rights, you come for our reproductive rights, and we will vote you out.
And simple, ladies, you all sold out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell to alert you for all my new content. You can follow all my social medias in the links below. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, I thank you all for watching.